Well, good morning. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate all who were able to be out last night. Had a good service and a good time studying the Word of God. And as always, I hope it's a help to you. I felt like I covered a million verses yesterday, and it was always just one of those battles. How far do you go? When do you cut it off? Where do you break it? And how deep do you take it? And so, anyway, hopefully, it was at least a help, and you came to a better understanding of the greatness of who God is, and we do truly serve an amazing God. And so appreciate that. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you being willing to be a part of this morning as well, or whenever you watch it. And as always, I do pray that it's a blessing to you. To give you a little bit of a heads up, I am probably not going to be on any next week. It looks as though Rebecca is going to be at least tentatively scheduled, and all this may change here in the next 30 minutes. So tentatively scheduled for a C-section on either August the 5th or the 6th. Amy and I will probably be heading out sometime on the afternoon of the 4th. That's at least the current plan. Like I said, by 10 o'clock, all that may change. So at this point in time, I'm going to have enough to take care of Tuesday morning. I'm probably going to just not be on at all next week. I don't know after that. We've kind of got an open end schedule here, so we'll see. But at least at this point, I'm probably not going to be on. So give you a little bit of a heads up anyway. Let's get into our study in Proverbs 5. I want to cover a little bit of a larger section than we normally do, because it goes, all of chapter 5 is dealing with the same topic, but what we're dealing with is this matter of immorality and the realities of this as a temptation. And I think we need to be very careful about this. It's very subtle. It can come to us in a variety of forms. And to be honest with you, our society today, there is virtually limitless access to whatever it is that we want. And so we've got to be particularly pure. And men, I challenge you in particular to have a pure mind and strive to have a mind that is faithful in the Word of God, and a mind that is growing, a mind that strives to stay away from it all, and it is everywhere. And so let's look at our text, though. I think we can learn a lot from this. The scene pictures a young man who's going to fall into the trap of immorality and the consequences that are going to be experienced beyond what we'll cover today. Lord willing, what we'll cover tomorrow is the importance of marriage and the importance of that marital bond and keeping things proper there. So he says, verse 1, familiar, we've seen this before. My son, attend unto my wisdom, bow thine ear to my understanding. By the way, that word incline, we see that a lot in Proverbs. That's the same word that's translated bow here. Kind of gives you a little bit of a picture of what it is that's going on. But here the writer is saying, again, taking his young son and saying, okay, listen to my wisdom. Listen attentively, attend unto it. Bow your ear, incline your ear to my understanding. And here's the reason, or the purpose behind it, the objective: that thou mayest regard discretion, that you would observe discretion, and that your lips would keep knowledge. Now, all of these, both of these statements and verses really 1 and 2, we've already seen and are just essentially repeats. But what the proverb is telling us is that what is about to be shared is something that is of extreme importance. And so therefore it's something that we have to take and say, okay, look, I need to pay attention to what is being said here. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb. Her mouth is smoother than oil. I don't put a lot of emphasis on the fact of strange woman. It's an adulterer, or someone who is trying to lure another individual into a sexual and immoral relationship. Her words all begin with flattery. They drop as a honeycomb. Her mouth is smoother than oil. She builds up that ego, all of those things. And those words lure you away from, and what she's doing is essentially baiting you. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. So while on the one side it's all very sweet in verse number 3, the end is the exact opposite of that. It's an extremely bitter end, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold of hell. There's going to be death and destruction that is going to be the inevitable result of listening and following this. So you need to pay attention, and you need to recognize this in its early stage and say, okay, wait a minute. I got to stay away from this. I can't even be anywhere near that because that's going to be extremely detrimental. All right. And so he goes on, verse 5. I'm sorry, verse 6. Lest thou shouldst ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. There's a lot of debate as to exactly what this phrase means or what verse 6 means, but I think that the essence of the verse suggests that there's not going to be any kind of stability here. There's going to be a lot of heartache. There's going to be a lot of, yeah, okay, you're the best thing today since sliced bread. Tomorrow you won't be, okay? And that's going to be the reality. In the end, you're going to be left out to dry, so to speak. Verse number 7, hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. So here we go back again to the importance of listening and paying attention to what it is that's being said. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. This is where Proverbs is going to talk extensively about this. We've already seen it in chapter 4, where you don't even enter the path of the wicked. Here, you don't even come near her house. Don't even get near there. And the point is that the temptation for this is going to be far stronger than you are able to avoid. Let me just caution, because I've heard many people say, well, I know when to put the brakes on. I know when to stop it. I know when. And the reality is you don't. The power of sex is a very powerful drug and a very powerful lure. And you just need to stay away from even the door, because you're going to end up falling. He continues on in verse number 9, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. Again, there's people that want to try to figure out every single detail of this. Essentially, what's saying is, look, if you go down this road, you're going to give your honor. That's a huge thing in this particular culture, not nearly as big to us as it should be, but as it certainly was to them. You're going to give your honor to someone else. You're going to give your wealth to someone else. You're going to give your years to that which is cruel. There are going to be damaging consequences as a result of this. And this is simply a reality that is unavoidable. So don't even get close to this. He continues in verse number 10, verse 11, and thou mourn at the last when thy flesh and thy body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. The point is, you're going to regret it. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. You're going to regret this. You're going to reach the point when you look back and say, man, how was I so foolish? How did I ignore all of that? Look at where I am. All of that can be avoided by simply not going down this path. So we come back to it. I just kind of want to broaden this out just a little bit as we wrap this to a conclusion. We live in a culture today that is, I mean, there's immorality everywhere you go. That is just simply the reality of it. There have been more recent news broadcasts and so forth of various individuals, and the issue is the prominence of some of these, and the other issue is the cover up in some cases. And there's a lot of issues. The biggest problem for me is the damage this is done to the cause of Christ. And we've got to think through these things. But there are some realities that we need to be on guard against. And so I want to challenge you this morning, set some guardrails, set them up high, and get away from, just stay away from it, and have that mindset where you're striving to do what is right, and truly what is going to bring honor and glory to the Lord. Well, I appreciate each of you being on here, and thank you so much for being a part of things. And Joyce, we're excited, I'll admit that, and we'll see how all this goes. And our prayer is the baby turns. The baby has not yet turned, and so she's been in a breech position, I don't know, for a while now, and so what we don't want is an emergency C-section, and so I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it all this by ear, and I guess grandbabies come just like babies do, whenever they want. So anyway, don't think I'll be on next week. Should be on tomorrow, and looking forward to that. We'll finish out chapter 5 tomorrow. That should give us a pretty good break, and looking forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow. I do hope you have a great day. Beautiful day here. A beautiful morning. This is the kind of morning you step outside and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm done for summer. But unfortunately, it's just a tease, I'm sure. I appreciate you guys, Lord willing. I'll see you back here in the morning, and I hope you have a great day today. Take care. God bless.